Hey guys, so I just got back from the Dollar Tree and I bought about 10 things to do a full makeup look. And if you want to see how I got this look and also find out which products suck and which products I really love, please keep watching. Let's get started. So let's see, I got the Colormates brow powder, and actually it looks like it's pretty close to my brow color. Just get a decent amount on there. Let's see how this one does. It seems a little red, the tint does. So I'm not really loving that, but and apparently we're gonna have some thick brows today. But very much of like a red undertone to it. I don't know. Not loving it, but we got them on. My brows don't look the best right now anyways. So next, I'm going to take some of this Colors Conceal Correct. And this stuff is very, very yellow. So, I don't know. It looked kind of interesting to me. We'll see how it turns out. Looks like it blends pretty good. Not really heavy, but it also doesn't seem like it's going to have a whole lot of coverage. So I'm just going to kind of use that to prime my eyes. Let's just kind of pat that in. So if nothing else, maybe that'll kind of help if the shadow doesn't have the best payoff. That will probably help it, at least, you know, for the colors to look a little better. And I might should put some under my brows to kind of clean those up a little bit. I feel like they can need a little more help. So let's just do it. Wow, this stuff is yellow. Okay. Well, this would be the perfect base for some yellow eyeshadow. But we're going to make it work. I'm going to take the LA Colors Mattifying Palette, and we're going to go in with this color right here. And it's really not chalky. It's pretty buttery, so that's a good sign. I don't think the color's going to be very intense, but I'm just going to take that and kind of pat it all over. This color is the transition shade, but we could actually probably use this one. I think that one might be prettier, but we'll just go ahead and use the palette and see how it goes. So not much payoff there, but it is a pretty light color too, so. And let's go in with the darkest color. Let's just go ahead and smoke it out just a little bit. I mean, that's pretty nice. No complaints there. And it blends nice, it's not patchy. let's give it just a tiny bit even more dimension. And let's go in with this Colormates palette, and let's use this bottom color here just to kind of warm it up, because I think that's got a little bit of a warm tint, like a redness to it. So let's see what that does. So it just adds a little bit of depth to it. But I mean, really all of them mixed together, that is a beautiful combination. Let's go in with our mascara. So I'm using this LA Colors Mascara, and I'm not picky about mascara, as long as it's got one of these tips on it. So definitely doesn't seem like you get very much product that comes off of this onto your lashes, if that makes any sense. What this might be good for these bottom lashes. And it does seem to work really well for those. Okay. So I put the mascara on first because sometimes it makes it a little easier to get your eyeliner on. I don't know why. It seems to really help me. There's liquid eyeliner. And I mean, it looks like it would be okay. It's got a pretty decent applicator. Let's see how this one goes. So I'm actually kind of impressed with that. That applicator is thin enough to where you can kind of get in to the inner corners of your eye a little bit. And another thing this one would be good for is to keep your eye look simple. I find that sometimes the applicator is so big that once I go in, my line kind of gets bigger and bigger. And by the time I'm done, I'm like, well, I started out with the intentions of having a simple look, but now it's anything but simple. So that might kind of help. Let's see how the wing is to draw on though. Not bad, and I actually think this might be a good liquid liner for somebody just starting out. I don't put these eyelashes on very much, but they were kind of the most normal looking eyelashes that I saw in there, so I said, why not? We're supposed to be giving this whole thing, you know, a legit shot, so let's go for it. Now I already see that these have a band that I do not like, that really thick kind of plastic band, but let's not judge them. I'm going to put these on off camera and I'll be right back. I hate these eyelashes. They have this really thick band of gooey glue. I don't know. You can't peel it off without messing the eyelashes up. And then when you take them off of the, you know, the white piece that they come on, they lose all their shape, so they're just kind of straight. I mean, these will go straight in the trash. Okay, enough. So next we have Sassy and Chic Moisturizing Foundation. And it definitely feels very thick. It just really reminds me of something that could aggravate my skin. I don't know. I just kind of had that feeling before I even saw the formula that it could be one of those things. And I hope I'm wrong, but so yeah, I don't love this foundation. It has a super thick feeling, like really smothering, but the coverage ain't much to brag about. Yeah, in my mind, to get full coverage with this, you would have to wear 2 layers, and I'm just not prepared to do that, I'll be honest with you. Now let's go back in with this LA Colors Bright Yellow concealer. And let's just do it. I don't know. I mean, is that too much? Who knows? I think this is more of a color correcting, or it says conceal and correct, so I guess it's both, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my nose too. Even though it's yellow, and I don't really need to color correct, but I think yellow just always kind of adds to brightness for me. So I'm gonna go for it. Just gonna blend that out. And the one thing that I did not get was flipping setting powder. So we ain't gonna set. I don't know. I mean, I know that they have some there, but I just kept thinking, you know, is there one thing that I'm missing? And I went through my list and went through my list. Nope, got it. I'm good. I even got eyelashes. And then literally I got in the car, headed home, and I'm like, no setting powder. So we're not gonna set. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? I don't know. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, this Conceal and Correct, I'm not gonna say that it really does a great job of concealing, but it does add to a brightness. And where I could see that this would be really pretty, and I might actually try this, is to conceal, you know, with your normal concealer, and then to go in after that with the yellow concealer, just to add that brightness. I do that a lot with another one that's like the Becca, the pink stuff, and it always looks really nice. And I think that this might work really well in that combination, so I think I'll try that in a future video. But the concealer that they had, so they did have some just plain concealer there, but I think it was just one color, and for me the color was like the color of my foundation. And so I mean, you can conceal with that, you know, that's the purpose of concealing, is making it look like your skin. But my purpose for concealing is to conceal and brighten, because I don't have a whole lot to conceal. I mean, I have dark circles. So for me, that just wasn't worth spending even $1 on, because it's not really going to serve a purpose, or the purpose that I want it to serve. So I mean, that's not bad. Now I will tell you, it looks better far off. Seems like the closer that I look at it, I'm like, well, you know, I can tell you got on makeup. Which for me, I mean, you can almost always tell I have on makeup, right? But I don't know, it's just a look. So, LA Colors. And I swear, I think as a teenager, we all have this stuff. I could be wrong, I might be confusing it with the Rimmel one, because it kind of reminds me of that. But boy, this looks familiar. LA Colors Single Blush Baked. So they call this blush. I'm going to call it bronzer. Pretty soft. It does have what it looks like. There's some glitter in it. So could just be shimmer. I don't know. We're going to find out. And with the LA Colors Single Blush, and this is Sweet Cheeks, and this is, boy, this is 90s all the way. I mean, so I'm gonna go in lightly with this, which, I mean, the color payoff is there. Okay, very, very, very lightly. Last thing we really need to do is lips. So I got this e.l.f. lip pencil in dark brown, so I'm gonna try it. So it's actually a decent color. So, I mean, that's okay. And then it has a blending brush. Okay. Okay, so I mean, that's not bad. Last thing I want to do is just go into that under eye area. And I am going to use basically the shades that we used in this palette. So let's start with this one. And I'm going to go in with a pretty thick line under there. And then I'm going to go in with the darker color. And again, I'm going to go in pretty thick. Just kind of blow that out. Same thing over here. Okay. And I mean, that's really it. So that's the completed look.
Creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.